What up? It's Ace OG. Back on another topic, back on another video. So the title of this video is going to be Commercials Matter on YouTube. So admin notes. Thanks again to all the subscribers that subscribe to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing these videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. So let's get into it. So why do I say commercials matter on YouTube? So I think it's gonna be a pretty short video because not too much I can really say about it right now as far as like how this video is gonna pan out, because I have to do a little bit of more of a deep dive when it comes to commercials. But suffice it to say that the easiest way for you to make money on YouTube is to actually get AdSense revenue from the commercials that are actually ran on your videos. But when you when you look at other content creators and they tell you how to make money on YouTube as far as like only focusing on YouTube and nothing else, some of those things that they say actually are correct. Like Dante London says that that you should have most of your videos last at least 20 minutes. I agree, because that gives you an extended option of how many commercials you can actually embed in that video. Because what happened is when you create a video that's 20 minutes, if you don't go into YouTube Studio and actually choose where commercials are going to be inputted into your video, YouTube will randomly place the commercials inside your video. Because I've actually watched a couple of videos myself, the ones that last 20 minutes, and the commercials don't start at the same place every time I watch a video. A commercial may start 4 minutes after the video starts, and then I've had some times I watch the same video and not even 2 minutes to the video a commercial runs. So it's random, right? The algorithm in YouTube will just randomly place commercials inside those videos. But if you go into the YouTube Studio app and you actually choose which part of the video those ads run, is going to give you the best option as far as like creating revenue for yourself on those videos. And like I said before, you have to create videos that are at least 8 minutes long, because if you don't, if they're less than 8 minutes, then YouTube is only going to place it. Well, YouTube will do this, but you can't even manipulate it. You have to either have the commercial in the front when you first start the video, and then they'll have one ending the video. But YouTube is not going to allow a video to actually be placed inside the video if it's less than 8 minutes long. Not exactly sure why they do that, but that's the rules, right? But anything over 8 minutes, you're able to place ads inside the video, which of course increases your chances of actually creating revenue for yourself as far as AdSense revenue. But the one thing I wanted to specify on this video is the two things you can talk about on YouTube is going to give you the best options for us, like creating revenue, is money and talk about YouTube. Those two things are the main two things that folks need to talk about when it comes to creating the most AdSense money you can actually attain. Now, everybody got their own niche. Everybody got their own way of creating videos on YouTube. So your actual niche, or like you being on YouTube, is what you talk about, may not talk about money at all, right? And that's fine. You'll still get AdSense revenue if you already monetize. But the thing is that YouTube pays out the most money to ads that run on your videos that talk about money and talks about YouTube as far as promoting it. Those are the two main things that pay out the most. I saw a chart that shows some statistics as far as like how much you can make as for like each 1,000 views, and your average commercial will pay you out between $2 to $12 every 1,000 views, right? And then you increase it over time. Like I think the next tier is 5,000 views. I think is another tier, then 10,000 views, and it makes sense because the one viral video that I have where I said don't tell anybody about your YouTube channel, that video when it started to end, when the AdSense started to fall off and the views started to fall off, I ended up making initially like $150 on that video. Now it's at like 190, but that's because the video is still in the algorithm. But here's the thing. Even though that video made that much money off of having 24,000 views right now, actually, I think it's at 26,000 now. But even with all those views that I had on that video, it still only made me 190. Now, I'm not saying 190 likely, because 190 is still money, right? But let's say that more than half of that video I had talked about money instead of talking about, don't tell them about their YouTube channel, right? I can almost guarantee you that the money that I could have made on that video would have quadrupled. Instead of making $190, I could have made $500 in that video. This is the reason why DoDash and Dante London has been able to make so much money off of videos that don't have the viral views that you normally need in order to get money. There are videos out there that could only have 5,000 views, and that video could still make $2,000 based off the commercials that are ran on that particular video, right? But it all depends on what YouTube decides to place in that video for its commercial. And if you're able to make a lot of videos that promote commercials that talk about money and talks about YouTube itself as for promotion of YouTube, that's going to give you the most AdSense revenue, just hands down. If you're a person that has a channel that only talks about, I don't know, lifestyle, right? Or you have a channel that just vlogs, unless you have a huge following and you have a lot of folks that actually follow you on YouTube, that actually watches your videos, you're not making a lot of money, yo. Just not. You have commercials that are still ran in that video, but they're not money commercials, right? If they are, it'd probably be random, right? But you won't have anything talking about money or talking about YouTube. So you have to be strategic. You have to put yourself in a mind space where you're not a big content creator. Talk to small content creators now. You're not a big content creator, right? So if you don't have, I will say, honestly, if you don't have at least 100,000 subscribers, you should consider yourself a small YouTuber. And the reason being because when you look at statistics, you look at like a lot of the bigger YouTubers that have channels, most of the time, from what I've seen, I don't know about anybody else's experience, but from what I've seen, let's say, for instance, you have a YouTuber that has 200,000 views, 200,000 subscribers, and you go through their videos and you actually see the view count on your normal video they have. Excuse me, not anything viral, but just a random video that they have. Even though they have 200,000 subscribers, a random video they have may only garner 5,000 views, right? But as the subscriber count goes up, your viewer count goes up, because now you're being more familiarized with the algorithm and you have more subscribers that are normally going to come back to your videos. So those big YouTubers, because they put so much of a huge footprint on YouTube, they can afford to talk about anything they want to talk about, and they'll still get the views and they'll still get a lot of AdSense revenue. But if I'm a small content creator and I have only 2,000 subscribers, but my channel literally only talks about money, whether it be cryptocurrency, credit cards, investing, all these other things, I can damn near make as much money as that 100,000 subscriber count YouTuber has, because of the commercials that are actually embedded in my videos. It's a real thing, y'all, I'm telling you. It's a real thing. If you talk about money and YouTube, the commercials that YouTube is going to put in those videos is going to give you a huge bag when it comes to the AdSense money. But not everybody can talk about money, right? Well, I take it back. Everybody can talk about money, but I'm saying, like, the way you talk about money is going to appeal to the masses, right? The way you talk about YouTube is going to appeal to the masses. I'll say this, like, as far as like folks that promote other folks' channels. I could be a big YouTuber, promote somebody's channel that's talking about the same thing I'm talking about, and the way they spend the conversation may not be palatable to how I spend it, right? The way I talk about certain things may not be the same way that somebody else talks about it, and I may make more money than that person because I may talk about it that's more appealing to other folks, right? So, it sucks because, like I said, not everybody that's on YouTube can talk about money, because that may not be what you want to talk about. A lot of folks don't want to talk about money, right? A lot of folks don't want to talk about YouTube. They want to just do their own thing. But if you wanted to get the most money out of commercials, you have to talk about money. You have to. There's no getting around that. The most money you get from YouTube is going to be from talking about money and talking about YouTube itself. So I'm not going to harp on this on the topic. I'm probably going to do a little more of a deep dive as for like commercials and how you deal with them on YouTube. But once you get monetized, honestly, my personal opinion, I know a lot of folks are going to have their own spill in it or whatever, but my personal opinion when you first get monetized on YouTube, unless you already have a business mindset with YouTube, you should only focus on AdSense. Like, honestly, you shouldn't be focusing on trying to create an Amazon store. You shouldn't be focused on affiliate links, unless you already have a foothold on YouTube as far as like folks reaching out to you first, right? But for you to reach out yourself to try to get these things done at first, to me, it's doing too much. If you put yourself in a situation to where the AdSense money make you a lot of money, then from that point, then you can start pivoting to other things and other ways of making money on YouTube. But initially, focus on the AdSense. And I'm telling you, commercials matter, yo. Commercials really matter. When you watch commercials on YouTube from watching a content creator, notice how many commercials that you see that don't talk about money. And then think about what you're watching, right? If that content creator is not talking about money, then normally you're not gonna see a commercial talking about money. But let's say you watch a YouTube channel that talks about cryptocurrency, or a YouTube channel that talks about building your credit. Almost every commercial you see is gonna be talking about some type of money, right? YouTube is always gonna match up the commercial based on what you talk about. And once you get first monetized, if you choose to talk about money and talk about YouTube itself, it's gonna get you the most money. I'm telling you right now, it's the reason why Dante London and DoorDash got the most revenue from AdSense, because what they were talking about. And they're still getting money to this day. I think DoorDash posted a video either yesterday or the day before where she said that she has $10,000 in revenue for this month. I'm not sure if that cap or not, but I'm not here to say that she's lying or not, but even though she's fallen off a little bit, the algorithm still knows that she had that run, right? So they still can promote her videos. And she has a subscriber count now. So now she has dedicated followers that are following her channel. So that means that even though she may not get as much a lot of AdSense revenue now because of what she did before, the following and the views she get from the followers is helping her get to that point where she can still have the same revenue, right? Once you create a community on YouTube, it's sky's the limit. It really is. But I'm not gonna belabor the topic. Commercials matter on YouTube, y'all. It really does. You know what I'm saying? So think about what kind of channel you want. Think about what kind of channel, what kind of topic you want to talk about, and understand that based off the commercials that play on your channel, it's going to actually dictate how much money you make on YouTube. So if you get a small amount of AdSense revenue from YouTube, and based on commercials, that's the reason why. You're not talking about money, and you're not talking about YouTube itself. All right. So you want me to discuss the topic or subject, then the benefits of your channel. Email me at asog757@gmail.com. My email address is description below. Say SOG, signing out. I'm gone.